because of civil unrest. Great example of someone who would qualify for asylum right now. Anyone in the Gaza Strip, anyone in Israel could easily come and qualify for asylum. All right, and then we also do some other cases, but major, we do those three cases majorly. We do adjustment of status to marriage cases for those who are in a great lovey-dovey case, a marriage, sorry, and where your spouse is the petitioner and they love you, they want to see you doing well. We do those cases. We also do vow for people who are in a bad marriage. It's the exact opposite. And we also do asylum for people who have fled their home country because of unrest, or female genital mutilation, things like that. Hello?
Can I turn the camera, please?
Can you do what?
Can I turn the camera? I don't want to see my face.
No problem. You've already done it. You're asking, but you've already done it. No problem. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a quick question, please. This is it. I have my case. My husband filed for me.
Okay.
And I went for interview February. That was February 16 or something. February 2nd. So after the interview, it happens that it's been almost a year. It's going to be a year on February.
Okay.
That is February. All so right. My work authorization is going to expire soon. But what I'm saying is that I called and they told me that my case is actively reviewed. But when I check online, it always tells me interview scheduled. Right. I don't understand what's going on there. But I called them. They emailed me back and said my case is actively reviewed. Like they were reviewing it. I was like, but I just called. I checked online. It was telling me that my interview schedule since January 5. My case didn't change online. I don't know what happened. But when I called them...
Yeah, so ma'am, online, I always say, even tell my clients that usually it starts out with being accurate, but towards the end, they may not always go back to change your status update online. Okay. So the best thing, what you would actually hold on to is whatever they say to you when you call. I think that's what I can say, yeah. Yeah. If you want to talk about your other options, you just need to give me a call. Let's see.
Okay, but can I apply for a parole, like a travel parole, like traveling document? And
you should have already applied for one. Yes.
I've not applied for. I just applied. I was waiting for my green card, but since it's not getting, I was thinking maybe I can get a traveling permit to travel.
Well, I've already answered your question, madam, and you only get one question. So schedule a consultation to ask more, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
All righty. And then let me take let me bring these other people that have requested to come live. What happened to the other 2 or 3? I'm trying to find them now that I requested to come live. Someone is asking me what documents do you need to file for vow. Well, that's a whole discussion, a whole consultation. But in other words, in summary, you typically for vow have to be able to show, first of all, that you entered the marriage for valid reasons and that you guys have been building a life together, that you have actually been trying to build a life together with this person that you married, right? So these could be things like leases, utility bills, bank accounts, affidavits from family and friends. It really just depends. Each case is different, okay? But in general, you want to show that you entered the marriage for valid reasons and that you built a life together with this person before things went sour. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you?
How are you? How can I help you?
Yeah, I want you to help me. I have a problem. I'm married to a United States citizen, which of course she helped me did adjustment of status, and she has already filed the I-485, which is green card, and I-765 and I-30 and everything. She did the filing in the month of April.
Okay.
So yeah, so I just received my work authorization card for 5 years. But since I was with her, she has been absolutely abusive, both psychologically abusive. Like in July, she had to fight me with her kids because she had step kids in the house, and her mom also, she's staying in the house, and she threatened to divorce me, and she threatened that I should pack my things out. As I'm speaking to you right now, I'm living with my friend, and I'm thinking like to file a vow, but I'm a little bit scared because I don't know about the law. I just immigrated to this country here. I'm from West Africa, so I've been here years. So because someone was telling me I can still file for vow while my case is still pending.
You
because
can, yes.
I've not been working. I've been in an apartment, and everything,
Okay,
but
sorry,
the abuse
sorry, don't tell
so
everything. I think I've heard enough. So, I would like you to schedule consultations. I think you probably do qualify. I can't tell you for 100%. Here, I need to have a consultation with you. But to answer the main question I heard, while you have a pending adjustment of status to marriage case, you absolutely can also file a vow case. Again, as long as you qualify. And as long as you qualify, there's nothing to fear, nothing to worry about. VAWA has been around since the 90s. It's not a new thing at all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, I will book a consultation. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's take people. I never really answer my questions from people from Facebook. Let me see, so that they don't get mad at me and think that I'm like forsaking them. Let's see what they say. I'm married 2 years, 5 months ago. Can I apply for vow petition? Yes, you can apply for vow petition even after a month of getting married. What matters is what you've experienced in a marriage, not how long you've been married. So that's a very good question. Somebody said I've been married for 2 years and 5 months. Do I qualify for vow? As long as you actually have been through some things in this marriage. So what matters is what you've gone through. Does your spouse talk down to you, curse you out, call you names? Does your spouse disappear on you? Has your spouse infected you with an STD, or does your spouse put you at risk of getting an STD by sleeping with others without protection and sleeping with you? Has your spouse hidden something big about themselves? Like, do they have some sort of emotional, psychological disorder that they didn't tell you about before marriage? Do they have some disease like STD, like AIDS, HIV, they didn't tell you about the marriage? What matters is what you've gone through, not how long you've been married. Okay, that's what matters. So if you've been married 1 month, but it's been a month of hell, then you qualify for vow. All right. If you've been married for 3 months, but these 3 months have been equivocal to you burning in hell, then you qualify for vow. Okay. What matters is what you've gone through, not how long you've been married. All right. And also, you want to remember on this same topic, I always like to tell people, if you've been married like 5 years, let me not go there. Let me just leave it like that. So what matters is what you've gone through, not how long you've been married. All right. Do you have to pay to divorce? Do you have to pay for a divorce to qualify? I don't understand the question. What do you mean? Do you have to pay for a divorce? Well, I mean, divorces aren't free, so there's no divorce that's free. So I don't really understand that question. Of course, you got to pay for a divorce, because divorces are not free. And by the way, I don't do divorces, so don't call me for that one. Okay, don't call me. And even if I did, I couldn't help you. You're in a different state. No, there's no time limit on filing for vow. I've always said this before, and I'd like to state it again. You can file for vow before you ever file for anything. Like, that could be your first application. Happy for those people who file for vow straight up, especially if you've gone through a very toxic, abusive relationship. I really would always recommend that you just file vow straight up without trying any other process. There's also a second category of people who file for vow after already having a pending application. These are people who maybe them and their spouses started off having a good relationship, and their spouse initially filed for them. But in between the process, while they were still waiting on the process to end, the marriage became toxic and abusive. So that's the second type of person that could file for VAWA. The third type of person can file for VAWA after it's all gone down, it's gone crazy, it's gone bad. So you were married to a U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse. They filed for you. It didn't go well. Maybe they even went to the interview and sabotaged it, told immigration that you married them for fraudulent purposes. You know, just name the worst situation that could happen. That happens to you, and then after that, you hear about VAWA and you file for VAWA. So as you can tell, you can qualify for VAWA at any time. There's even a fourth category of people who consult me when now they're already in deportation proceedings. Like literally, not only did your marriage end badly, but now like you're in deportation proceedings and you come to me and you want to file for VAWA. So you can file for VAWA at any time. In other words, in summary, as long as you qualify. That's just what I'll always say, and that's what I know to be a fact. Now, being having said all that, of course, it's better the person who files for VAWA straight up without having no issues to overcome about marriage fraud, without having their spouse sabotaging their interview process. Of course, that person is better off because there's less for them to prove, right? So that being said, going back to I think the live I had 2 weeks ago, if your spouse is already threatening you, already telling you that they're gonna F you up, and you're not listening, you're thinking they're just playing. Don't be one of those people who comes to me and says, Lord, I wish I would have listened. I've been following you. I wish I would have listened. And my spouse has actually been threatening me. He's been saying it. She's been saying it. She's been saying she's going to F me up. He's been saying he's going to F me up. She's been saying she's not gonna go to the interview. He's been saying it, and you're not listening. Don't be one of those people, because now if they successfully now refuse to go to the interview, you could get denied, or worse, they could literally write immigration a statement or tell immigration at the interview that, hey, this person just married me for papers. Now, whether that's true or not, immigration will believe them at that time. Immigration is going to definitely believe them, not you, at that time. And you're going to feel sick to your stomach. You're going to have this feeling of, oh, I should have listened. I should have known this was going to happen. I should have talked to our lawyer before now. All right. And of course, I'm always talking to the people who are married, their persons for real. People who marry their people for real. Of course, this is what VAWA is. I'm always talking to that person. Okay. So I just want to put that and make that very, very clear. All right. Can you leave the situation first to qualify? So you qualify for VAWA whether you're separated, whether you're divorced, whether you remain married to the person, whether you're even in the same house. It doesn't matter. Okay. You can qualify for VAWA if you're separated, if you're divorced, whether you remain married, or even if you remain in the same household. Either one, you could qualify for VAWA. Okay. As long as you're able to show you entered this marriage for valid reasons, and that this marriage is toxic or abusive, and that this person is taking advantage of your immigration status. That's what matters. Okay. But people who do not qualify is if you now remarry. So if you come to me, let's say your last marriage was toxic, it was abusive, and you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. Now let's say some time passed, you divorced that person, and then you married somebody else, and now you come to me. So obviously, in that situation now, we're not going to be able to file for VAWA based on your previous toxic or abusive marriage, because you've already remarried somebody else. The only way we could file for VAWA would be based on this new relationship. Like maybe if this new relationship is not abusive as well, then maybe we could also, tack on to the fact that you are previously in another abusive relationship. But once you remarry, in other words, all bets are off, and your new options will be based on your new marriage, not your last marriage. All right. And then I also want to say, guys, if you're getting a divorce, don't take your time. If you're getting a divorce, it's always around that time. It's a good time now to go and consult an immigration lawyer. Find out about your options. Because if it's 2 years after your divorce and then you come talk to us, then VAWA is no longer an option for you. All right? How do you prove valid reasons? Oh Lord. Yeah, I think there's so many lives I've done in discussing all these topics. You could just go and find any of them, and I mean, you can find me on YouTube. In fact, find me on YouTube at Val Queen. I'll explain so many of these fundamental things. Also, just by the way, I want to just throw that out there. Uh, we always play. I do replays of lives almost every day. They're cut down into 1 minute segments. You can watch any of those because some of these questions will take me a long time to explain. But long story short, how do you prove it? You prove it with things like showing things like that you have together, leases, utility bills, bank accounts, affidavits from family and friends. It's different from anyone, but you just want to basically show immigration that our names were together on some things. And if you didn't have that, you never had any joint documents, then that's when you want to have family and friends write you statements. All right. And I've had even for some of my clients, some of them, their family, the family of the U.S. citizen or green card holder spouse loves them. The family understands and knows that their son or their daughter is abusive, and they'll even write us a statement. So if you're one of those people who's lucky enough to where the family of your spouse knows, understands, and will even testify in writing that their son or their daughter is abusive and toxic, of course, that makes it even better. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take one more question, live question, and then if no one is coming live after that, I will call it a day. We're gonna call it a day. All right. Uh, did this question come through? All right. One more question. I will call it a day. And while that person is coming in, let me make sure. Good evening. Hi. Someone says good evening on Facebook. Can someone who the spouse refuses to file for and they have court case on domestic violence? So it depends on what domestic violence. So is it that did your spouse file a domestic violence case against you, or do you have a domestic violence case against your spouse? Then doesn't I'm not quite clear on what your question is. It would depend. It would depend on what you're saying. Um All right, guys, the rest of these questions I'll take another time because I'm not able to really bring this last person in, or I'll try to let me bring one person live for the last question, and then we'll call it a day. You can always catch me on my next live if you're really, really burning to ask me a question, or of course, you can schedule a consultation with us. I have started to do weekend consultations again to try to catch up on our backlog of consultation, to try to catch up on the wait so that people don't have to wait too much to speak with me. So I've started to do weekend consultations again. So if you're interested in a weekend consultation, it is an extra $100. So if you would like to speak to me sooner, it's an extra $100. Otherwise, my consultation fee is the same. It's always been for years now. It's $150. So if you don't mind waiting, then give us a call. Just schedule a regular consultation. That's $150. But if you need a, a a quick consultation with me, or you can't wait, or you want it to be on a weekend, that's gonna be an extra $100, guys. All right. Let's see. I just got my profession, did biometrics last month. Is that a good sign? Yeah, it's good news. Yeah, prima facie is a pre-approval notice. It says so far so good, and they've done your biometrics, fingerprinting. Maybe they want to issue your work permit and or travel permit now. So yeah, that's good. That's good news. Um, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna win the vowel case per se, but usually it means so far so good. It's the best way I can say. So far so good. All right. And if you really want to be sure you have a good vowel case, you should always just get a lawyer to, of course, um, talk to you about your case. Screen through your case to make sure, all right, we're good, that you've addressed everything you needed to address, etc. All right, guys. I'm gonna try this person one more time because they keep requesting, and if they can't come, we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day. One last person. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, madam?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How can I help?
Yes, you can. I filed my VAWA case sometime last year.
Okay.
And I got approved for my work permit and my travel documents in April.
Okay.
Not April, May of this year.
That's good. Congratulations.
Yes. And I'm yet to receive any of my documents.
Okay.
Nothing until today.
Since April. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to immigration. Sometimes they're slow. It doesn't I wouldn't let it worry me. What I would just do is follow up with it on the, like contact them to see what's going on. Have you forgotten about me, kind of thing. Because sometimes they can. There's many applications they're processing. But the fact that it's approved means you have nothing to worry about. It's just a matter of them actually issuing it to you.
Okay, so I do understand that, and I'm happy that that's the case. I'm just, because I need a work permit, because I kind of need to work, and also if I was to travel, I would like to have a travel document, but I don't know how to contact them, or okay. I don't know if you can help.
Do you want to schedule a consultation? Because I'm a stickler on only answering one question. Do you want to schedule a consultation?
I'm actually a client of yours.
Okay. Ma'am, one question. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Bye-bye. All right. Okay. I've been waiting for longer than that. I don't know what we're talking about here. All right. This last person I was trying to bring. I keep trying to bring you. So if I can't bring you in, don't say I didn't try. I tried. Maybe it's not coming through on your side. Please, once I submit my medical records and I create an account, what's the next step? You wait. They'll let you know what's the next step. They'll either approve your application. But you're just waiting, basically. They'll tell you what the next step is. All right? They'll tell you what the next step is. Well, I don't know what we were talking about. Someone having to leave for Saudi Arabia right after marriage and got his ex pregnant. Ooh. But refused to divorce. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. That was weird. I'm gonna call it a day, guys. You can catch me live the next time I come, which I don't know when it will be. Otherwise, thank you very much. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye. Oh, and the lady that says she was our client, you can please send us a message, madam. This is not the right place or place or time. So send us a message, email us something, and we'll attend to you. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.